The following program has been rated GE by the Kenya Film Classification Board. It is therefore suitable for general family viewing.
Hello viewer, welcome to our today's episode on your favorite show Chungu cha Jamii with me Kate Waliaro. Today we are talking about becoming a responsible youth. Now previously we've looked at the struggles that the Kenyan youth is going through, and that's the reason why we are doing this show, so that we can help someone become better and be better for themselves and for their future generations. So as usual, I'm not alone. I have someone who is more of an expert, someone who has more knowledge than I and you do. So he's here to help us navigate through this and allow us and give us the information that we need so that we can become responsible and more successful youths. So on that note, I'm going to invite a very able gentleman with us here. He's been here before. This is Ojijo Tula. You're most welcome. Introduce yourself to our guest.
My names are Ojijo Tula. The way she has said, we are here to look into the issues that in a way or the other are impacting negatively on our youths and try to help them mitigate on them so that finally each one of us can succeed. Thank you.
You're most welcome, and you're most welcome also, my dear viewer. If you've not seen the video on the struggles that the Kenyan youths go through, make sure you go back and watch it once we are done with this one, because it had a lot of heavy stuff. Anyhow, we are going to recap that for you a little bit so that you can know what we are dealing with and how we can be able to come out of that situation so that you can be better and responsible Kenyans, because I'm sure everyone wants to live a better life. And I believe also the struggles that we go through today is building and developing strength, our inner strength, so that we can be better and we can have the strength to become better. So on that note, Tula, we talked about the different struggles that our Kenyans youth are going through. Maybe we can recap that a little bit so that we can also help us know how we can build this responsible youth.
Yeah, we said mostly our youths, they are like struggling to identify with the latest trends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in terms of lifestyle,
Yeah, sure.
and all that.
Mm-hmm.
They want to have everything latest and have every latest behavior as well.
Yeah.
Even if it means almost walking naked, they'll go to that extent. If it comes to that, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything that is the order of the day is what they want to identify with.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and we have said it is now incumbent upon parents to give direction.
Sure.
So that they're not left to choose for themselves whatever life they want to lead, whatever behaviors they want to adopt, and all that. And we also said it's incumbent upon themselves to try to justify their actions responsibly and irresponsibly. And one thing that has come out of all is that there's no excuse for making irresponsible decisions in the guise that times are hard, both for parents and for the younger ones. Yes.
Yeah, so there's no excuse whatsoever for making irresponsible decisions. And that's why we are here, so that we can help them become responsible Kenyans, responsible youths. Now, we had looked at parenting styles, and the fact, and this thing came up where environment is really key in parenting, and especially the young children, and the environment in which we are socializing our children in is also impacting largely into who they become, the characters and the characteristics they pick, and they take this along into their adulthood, and it's affecting them into creating these very weak young adults who we can see today will choose to take shortcuts instead of going through the processes that of, like you said, step, hop,
step, and jump.
Hop,
They want to
step,
step.
jump.
They want to hop
And
and
jump.
jump.
Yeah. So on that note, when it comes to parenting, how better can we help our children? First of all, from the basic, we go back to the basic. How can we make our environments better so that we socialize these children now, and especially in the urban setting where we don't have shambas, we don't have the community raising the children. Everyone is on their own on this side.
Okay. It is a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just to outline a few. Parents should take up a responsibility of ensuring that they follow up on whatever moves, whatever characters, whatever thing their children do.
Yeah.
It is only through that they can define their behaviors. Yes, so that they're not given room to make choices for themselves.
Yeah.
They have to be so very, very cautious, and they must at every time try to analyze the group or the company that their children keeps. Yeah, because they always say, if you show me any of your friends, I'll simply say the person you are.
That's true.
Even the Bible says, bad company corrupts good morals.
That's true.
Yes. So first, regulate the company around our children.
Yeah.
The content that they consume socially
Yeah.
informs a lot in the way they are likely to behave in the future. And any other thing, even the way with which you treat them within the house. Yeah, you should maybe avoid violence, and if there may be one or two disagreements has to be there, then not in the vicinity of the children, so
To
that
say
they
the
cannot know the
parent.
other side. Yeah, if parents have disagree in a way or the other, the children should be out of that, so that they don't take it up like it is always like kama ni mbaya wacha iwe mbaya. They should just grow assuming that their parents never fought or never had a harsh exchange. Because if they are men, it is the same way they are going to live with their wives. If they are females, the same way they are going to treat their husbands. So it is very key. You know, that stage is when children now are adventurous. They take like, for the ladies, the mother is the hero, is the role model. Whatever the mother does, they don't question. It's the right thing to do. Whatever the father does is the right thing to do. So because you are taken as the person who is like a pace setter, do the right thing. So that in that judgment that whatever you do is the right thing, they consequently do the right thing by following the right thing that you do.
That's true.
So parenting is so much, is a lot.
The parent is
a lot.
the most basic role model.
Yes, from the house.
Yes.
Charity, that they said, which is begins from within the home,
Yes.
is not the home as like a building or a setup. What? It's the people that make that home.
That's true.
You understand?
Yeah.
That's the home that's being talked about when it comes to that charity starting from there. So any behavior, you'll find almost not less than 80% of behavior that children exhibit, they learn from home.
That's true. It is
You will
very
say,
true.
you'll hear them say, baba anafanyanga, mama anasemanga, baba anapendanga. When they come to maybe specific programs,
Yeah.
mama anapendanga, you know, one or two songs or maybe other programs. So at times being a parent means you have to compromise on your own comfort
Yes.
in the interest of the children, so that they are brought up straight. Any content that is beyond their consumption, try as much as possible not to reach them.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
I've seen some parents who exclude themselves when they smoke. You know, they have to maybe lock themselves into a room. Then, you know, they have to drink far away from home. Because one day that boy will want to say, will want to explore and find out, baba na kunywanga hii, what is in this? You know? Then now they get to know the other side. So being a parent is being like,
A God.
you are taken to be so wise.
Yeah.
You have to
It's
be
more
so
of a
wise.
God that is
Yeah,
modeling
it's
these
more of
children.
like perfection. if your children's future are in your best interest, then you really have to be above board. But very important, follow up around the clock.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, making children responsible even starts from ensuring that they do their homework timely and properly.
Yeah.
You know, if you train a child in that, maybe when they come from school, or he or she, the first thing that they know is that when I come from school, I get my uniforms off, then I do the assignment for that particular day. That child will never depart from that. And even if they go to high school, you will find they'll be the first amongst the others in the class, always to be prompt in submitting their homework. So that one is already, that child has been trained to be responsible.
Yes, yes.
You know, timekeeping is responsibility in itself.
Yes, yes.
You understand? So things of that sort, very simple things, but they develop into bigger things. If that child is always the last to do the homework, a parent is not even following up whether the homework was done or not, you know. You know, in my place, they always say, straighten a tree while it's still a seedling. You know, it can break, but at least there's that flexibility to still recover. When the tree grows bigger, that shape it has assumed is permanent.
Yes.
You understand?
That's true.
Yeah, so very key and very important. Yes.
So it's evident that for us to make, or rather to build responsible Kenyans, parents have to take a very big role in parenting the right way,
Yes.
providing the right environments, even
Yes.
schools,
Yes.
schooling, because I
Yes.
think there are schools which will instill the values that you want your children to have.
Yes.
And now that you talked about timekeeping, there's a process in which, as people are being educated, that process is very important, and a lot of people just overlook it because there's now issue of homework.
Yes.
It's creating a certain character in a child.
Yeah, in fact, on that issue of timekeeping, it is always, okay, it is part of like self-discipline. You know, you cannot keep time if you're not disciplined, because if you cannot keep time, it means you have no respect for people.
That's true.
In that,
Even for
you'll
self.
always be keeping people waiting for you.
Yeah.
You understand? So, if someone is keeping time, it means the person mostly, chances are high the person is responsible, so compliant, and very organized. And for the ones who are schooling, the level of organization of a student or a pupil is always a reflection of even their IQ, their intelligence, their performance in class. Even today, take me to a school, even a high school. Tell the students to open their lockers and go through those lockers. The locker that is most organized, most likely, that child is doing well, I'm so sure. Most likely. Chances are high. That they, you know, there are some people, like when you are in school, maybe you did some cut, the papers have been brought maybe a day before, and now the teacher is coming the next day so that you can revise. Some student doesn't even know where they put their paper.
And we saw that in high school.
Good. Some, they know very well that the paper that we received for, mine that was brought for CRE, I had put it below such a textbook. They simply open the lock and bring it out. You know, you don't start searching. Okay, my own father was so vigilant. He was a man of order during his days. Now, he always insisted that if you do not organize yourself well, you will take so much time organizing yourself when you don't need to. You understand?
The wrong time.
He wanted that. For example, you know, when you polish your shoes at home, you may have woken up late, so just do it in a hurry and throw the brush anywhere, the polish itself, just anywhere. Now, the person who comes next to use it will be so much inconvenient. Because one, if there has been a specific point where those things are kept, they'll simply come, go and check. I know if I have to brush, the shoe polish and the brush always kept at a given point. But me, when I was going to school, maybe I did my own, then I kept them somewhere that is only me who knows. Chances are high that person will not brush their shoes. They'll go without doing that. So he wanted it that if this glass is always kept here, it is like a standard.
It remains there.
Everyone knows that if you want that particular glass, it is always put
There.
So that one, by the way, really helped me a lot. So that you know, there are people, if you ask them for something, they look everywhere for it.
We waste all the time.
Yes. So something that cannot even be kept in a place where now the person is looking for it, you look at someone, now you start wondering. You know, that is disorder itself.
That's
you know. So you will take something, you'll go and use it, and as a child, you get into some other activities, you play and you forget to leave it there. Now he will come, he'll walk around. In fact, when you picked an item, he'll follow you secretly without you knowing. Unaenda is following. Now he observes, you use it, and you leave it there. He doesn't even question you. He goes his own way. Then, when you are back into the house, he asks you, if it was the hammer, bring it. I want to use it. He wants to see you walk to the place where it is always kept and bring it out. If you bring it out from a point different from the one that is always kept, you'll have a very bad day at home. So all that still brings out responsibility in someone.
That's true.
Yeah, that efficiency. So parents, they just have to come up and stand for what is right for their children, so the children will know. It is because, some people have always said, it is because of my parents that I made it. Because you'll find maybe they were almost dropping out of school, but the parents took a stand.
Yeah,
You know?
I've heard that.
Yeah,
severally.
they were almost maybe on the verge of getting impregnated earlier than the right time, but now the parents intervened.
There's a story in my Kikuyu land that goes like this. There was this young boy whose mother really, the mother really loved the boy. He was an only son. The mother really loved the boy. So anything the boy did, the mother never cautioned him that this is wrong, you should do 1, 2, 3. The mother was always embracing him, even when he was on the wrong and he's been brought to her.
He was always right.
Yeah, the boy is always right. So
Yes.
this one time, the boy is grown, he's a young man, all energetic, and he goes out and does very weird things. And then the law happens to get
Catch
him.
up with the boy.
Yes, yes. So on the day of his execution, he was supposed to be sentenced to murder. On the day of his execution, he said he only wanted to talk to his mother. And the mom is there crying and, you know, feeling sorry for the boy. But he's never seeing the problem that she created in the son. So when the boy went to talk to the mother, pole pole kwa masikio, the boy did bite the mother's ear so hard that it came off. Reason being, you raised me. You did not tell me that this is wrong, yet now I'm going to die and leave you, and you had the power to help me when you could.
The mother had been benefiting from the proceeds of the
So
crime.
all along from the beginning, the parents, like we've seen, they have the power to help their
caution.
children become better people, become better citizens and better persons for themselves. So it's upon the parents to take the mandate to help the children become responsible from the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, I'm thinking of the youth
In
who's
fact,
been...
on the same, if I may add, my people say you have to look for the black goat during the daytime, because at night you won't find it. Okay, it is just, you have to be timely.
Yeah.
Correct a child when he or she is possible to change.
Samaki mkunje
Yes.
angali mbichi.
If you leave the child to be like beyond that age of being corrected, you have lost it.
That's true.
Yes.
So, my dear viewer, up to until this time, we've been talking about parenting and in building and creating a very responsible young person and setting them up for success for the sake of themselves and for the sake of you, yourself, and your peace of mind too. So it's upon the parent, basically, from the beginning, to build and create a person that you want out of your child. Just don't let the world do it for you. Do it. It's your child. You've been made a steward by God. So step forward and create what you want out of your child. So I wish we take a short break right now, and we'll be right back with more on learning on creating a responsible Kenyan youth.
Everywhere, GBS.
Welcome back, my dear viewer. We continue with this conversation on becoming a responsible youth. And we have talked about our parents, parenting need to be top-notch, leaving no stones unturned for the sake of our children, because we want to create a better society and a better generation for our children so that they can help themselves and we set them up for success. Now, make sure you're joining in the conversation on our SMS line 21144 and in all our social media handles at GBS TV Africa. Now, I wish we talk to the youth, because one thing I know, if maybe someone parenting went wrong or they never had the chance of having a parent or guardians, or maybe they were raised up by some, people who are busy. I don't call them toxic, but let's say they never did their part very well, and here you are, you're messed up and you want to better yourself. So one thing I know is that nobody is going to help you change, but now through whatever we are going to talk here today, we are going to give you the guidelines on how you can become better, because nobody is going to help you solve your problems, but you can through the information that Tula is going to help us with today. Now, I'm thinking of that person who's been messed up and they feel maybe they never had the platform or rather the chance to be parented the right way, and they are misguided, and they're at a point where they need to change. They need to become better persons. Parenting went wrong. And I know they have a hope. Because where there is a will, there is a way. Talk to that person.
For people who have been in such situations, you are not alone. You should not despair. Life ends when you stop being ambitious and having goals.
Yeah.
The point or the moment you give up or you despair, all is lost.
That's true.
Yeah, in fact, it may have happened so that when you bounce back, you bounce back responsibly. Yes. All along, I know there are one of two things that such persons have gone through or maybe have done that have occasioned some instances where they have not ended up with desired results. Those can be stepping stones so that they can learn a foundation. Learning from own experience is better than that with which someone shares.
Yeah.
So they still know what they want.
Yeah.
They can still get it right. All is not lost. Yeah. It will depend on what they want. And if you want something, you simply go for it. And by going for it, it means you have to change tact. They always say the room to improve is always to infinity.
So
you
nobody
cannot,
is limited.
yes, you cannot exhaust it. You cannot exhaust it. You can change as much as possible as you want, in as much as the change is in your best interest, is a positive change, however little.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't do it at once, but you can do it bitwise. But the best thing for such persons is to be around people that resemble what they desire to be. You know, the people they associate with should be the people living the lives now they want to. If they want to stop being wayward, the best way to go about it is to hang around the people who are not wayward, so that they can get secrets on how not to be wayward from the people who are straight.
Okay.
Yeah, you cannot say you want to stop drinking when you are still hanging around with drunkards. You'll
yeah,
drink more. That's
I
what
have
I'm
a question
simply
from
saying.
someone here.
Yes,
His name is Kibet. Anasema hivi,
yes,
hi to Line Kate. I've been raised in very poor conditions,
yes,
and the people around me have somehow conditioned me to believe that I will always be poor.
yes.
Struggled through schooling, but anyhow I managed to get a degree. But since graduation, I have never found a job. I have resulted to what you're calling wayward.
Okay.
Is there any hope for me? Can I change the life that I live? Because I really want a change for myself.
Okay, they always say anything that you want done is first dreamt of, then you act on it. It is very important that he has realized that whatever he is what he doesn't want to be.
Okay.
That one is the first progress he has made.
Realization.
Yes, that self-actualization. He has known that the path he has taken has no good returns, and now he wants to straighten things. That is very important.
Yeah.
I would advise him to hang around people who will inspire him. People from which he can learn one or two things. People that are living the life that he has.
Desires.
And let him not even despair or even blame the life he went through. It may have been through those hardships that he is holding a degree.
That's true.
You know? You know, most people who are in a lot of comfort, almost everything at their disposal, that has been a distraction itself to them.
That's true.
It has been like the greatest impediment. In fact, their major source of failure has been that comfort, that having everything around them. You know? So, from whichever background someone has come, it is always upon them to make the best use of it. That's in true. Their best interest. Like if the background is poor and you get one or little opportunities, make use of it properly. Let that background be like something inflicting you to come out of it, so that to say, I want to work so hard so that my past is my past.
Yes.
It doesn't come, you know. But now, the people who are brought up in so much wealth, they never question themselves that now, you know, having wealth is different from keeping wealth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
It takes equal
Yes,
energy.
you know, acquiring, maintaining, growing, sustaining wealth, those things are so different. That's why people can move from so much abundance to nothing, and people can move from nothing to something. So the ones who have been brought up in environments that are comfortable and all that, everything is there, they are not so keen on maintaining it. They are just squandering it.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's their normal life.
Yes, they cannot keep it because they don't know how it came about.
Yeah.
They don't know how to maintain it. Definitely they cannot grow it.
Yeah.
So to him, life is always promising,
Yeah.
in as much as you are working towards make it work. Yeah, there are so many things he can do. He can start being responsible. Let him even forget about the degree.
Yeah.
Let him work towards sustainability. Yeah, anything that brings money to him is very important, in as much as the process that brings money won't bring problems at the end of the day. You know, many people go through so much dirty deals and all that to make money. Then when the money finally comes, there's no
problem.
peace. Now the money is being used to settle the dirty past.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like you never worked for anything.
Yeah.
You never worked for
You
anything.
dug a hole for yourself.
Yes. Now that money starts consuming itself in the court cases.
Yeah.
Now there's no peace. So at his own pace, let him stay encouraged, let him work hard,
Yeah.
let him stay around people who are inspiring hope into him, let him try to change from the mistakes he had done.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no excuse for him at all to be whatever he is that he doesn't want
Because
to be.
he's been poor.
Yes, everyone, in fact, so many people are in his condition. So many people have gone to school and they have no jobs.
Sure.
But that has inspired them to be even better than the people who have jobs.
Yeah.
You know, anyone who thinks about employment and jobs, that's where they start and they end.
Yeah.
But some people have made it because of that lack of employment, you know, now pushed them into them unleashing their potential. So they always say,
I love that.
yes, they always say, a degree is a degree. That's common in
It's
campus.
just a paper.
Yes. No, they say a degree is a degree. All degrees are the same. That's what they say. You know? So it doesn't bar a teacher from even doing something. Okay, teachers are working in banks as tellers.
That's true.
Huh?
The other
People,
day I
they are
met
biologists who are tellers in the bank, who
Yeah.
are working with insurance companies and doing so much. You know, the word university came from universal. You know, once you have attended a university, for the people who are holding papers, degree and postgraduate, anything of that sort, it means you are universal. You are not conditioned to be maybe someone dealing in statistics, to be someone in engineering, to be maybe a teacher, to be a whatever that you trained for. You cut across. That's why in first and second years, you are taught units in health, in communication, you know, in mathematics, in engineering, in sciences, and in social. You know, you are doing BA and there are a bit of sciences that is being put in your course outline. You are doing sciences or engineering and some social studies are there, so that you are holistic at the end of the day. So university is universal. Don't always wait for the opportunity that comes from what you schooled in or you studied. Anything where you can apply your knowledge, apply it. You can reason. Otherwise, through 4 years in school, you will find all the subjects that were there are in one or the other related to something else that you never even studied when now you proceed to the university. So it is just an open mind. The way I was saying, schooling only helps someone identify the opportunities around them and also to tell them that in the case of a cook, they have all the ingredients. They just need to cook.
Yeah.
It will help you identify, I have flour, I have water, I have this, I can make ugali, you know. I have this, I have that, I can make chapo. You know, it helps you identify instead of now saying, now I wanted chapo and I've not gotten it. Now I'm desperate and life is bad. Yet you have all the things to make it, but now you cannot apply your sense to it. You are so much caged. You know, people always say you should think outside the box, but at times people always should even think without the box. Chukua box tupa. Start thinking without it.
That's, I like the way you said that, talking to Kibet, but every other person that is listening, that anyone who's been, I know there is a lot of people who have gotten degrees or diplomas and those certificates, and then they have tied their lives to that.
Yes.
And because a job never came by, someone is there dying of depression, or they have started, knocking people, get us and everything. But I love the way you said that we are universal.
Yes.
That's why we went through school. Even though you went up to class 2, you're still universal. And no man is limited.
Obviously.
I love that, because
Unless
when I think that
like state
no
of
man
mind.
is limited, then these situations where people are just getting into those irresponsible behaviors simply because the economy is like this and that. It's only that in your mind, but in reality, like Twila said, they are universal and unlimited.
In fact, the economy has taken so much. People should not pile a lot on it in the name of, because of you this happened, because of you. It has taken a lot.
Wow, I love the conversation, because everyone then is in a position to thrive, not just to survive, like in the
Yes.
case of Kibet and every other person who is going through such a condition and related situations. We have the power to thrive.
Yeah, in fact, most people, instead of working hard to address their challenges, they are dying with self-pity. I wished, now my situation. You know, that never adds any value. It
Yeah.
sinks you deeper,
Yeah.
you know? There's no day situations will improve because you are sympathizing with yourself.
Wow, I wish we take a short break on that note so that when we come back, we are going to give you more on how you're going to get yourself out of that small situation you're in, because for sure it's small when you know the real power that you carry in within you. So please don't touch that dial. We'll be right back with more.
Everywhere, GBS.
Welcome back, my dear viewer. We continue with this conversation on becoming a responsible Kenyan. We've seen previously on the role of parenting, on this creating or building a responsible youth. Number two, we've also seen for the people who are in a situation where it's messy, we are already seeing how they can come out of it. We can also see the issue of Kibet, which is also common to a lot of people. And we've seen it's very good that first of all you realize the situation that you are at. If you are not where you desire to be, and you know that your situation is murky, first of all you need to realize, where am I at and where do I want to get? Who are the people that I socialize with? Who are the people that influence my character? Are they the people that are influencing me positively or negatively, or seeking me deeper? If you want better for yourself, like Tula have said, you identify yourself and seek people that are going to impact you or influence you positively towards the character that you want to build. And also, anyway, I thought, Tula, are there other key values that a person needs to be able to shift from this poverty mentality and defeated and self-pity and all that, to become a better person and a better youth?
Yeah, everything is always about the state of mind.
Wow.
Even wealth itself, even poverty.
It's all a state of mind.
Yeah, it is always in
Oh
the mind.
my God.
You know, the only way you can know that you will be successful even if you are not currently is by already seeing yourself that at one time you must be. You know, that one is a drive.
Yeah.
That is a drive.
Having dreams.
Yes, having dreams and being
goals.
hopeful that tomorrow must be better than now. In fact, we should embrace that. Excuse me. We should embrace that thinking or that reasoning of the glass situation. You know, the half full as opposed to the half empty. You know, talking of half full, it means you are seeing the positive side of it. But half empty is like
You're seeing
it
what
should
you
be
don't
empty,
have.
but now it is half. You know?
So it's first of all appreciating where you are at.
Yes, identify yourself. Get to know why you are at the place where you are at the moment. But one thing is that success is built over time. It doesn't come at once.
Yeah.
You have to be consistent. You have to press on. Yeah. But most importantly, work on your mentality. If you always see yourself as someone who is poor, poverty will come more and more and more, because you have always seen yourself as one. And
Socially.
yes. Then socially, you have to be around people who will see the best in you. Not those people who will they always want to make situations look worse. Like maybe your children have been sent from school and there are some balances there. Then when you say, even my children were sent from school the other day, they'll just tell you, hi, and the exams are around the corner. What are you going to do? Now that is compounding on the problem. But some person will tell you, you've been educating them all along, all these years you've been paying fees, even this one you're going to pay. That one now is like, you are rejuvenated.
People who are positive.
Yes, people who will tell you the positive side of everything, however negative they are, situations I mean.
And now that you're talking about that,
Yes.
I think someone needs to be very, very keen, because that line is usually very thin when someone is talking in a way, is gaslighting you in a way, but is seeming very caring.
Yeah, people who always want to care, always they sympathize with your problems, but they don't provide solutions. Neither do they encourage. You understand?
Yeah.
So you should always avoid people with whom, when you separate your problems now, and they always bring facts.
Yeah.
They bring facts, and for them, yani, for them, they have another side of it. Even if you tell them, now, this month I'll buy a car, then
What more?
really, will you be capable of maintaining it? What about fuel?
You are
What
unable to
about
buy a
the
pair of
pop?
shoes.
Yeah,
Just a car.
police, traffic. Huh?
Yeah.
Yes, and so you will find most people, they are the people they are because of the decisions they make. Setting priorities is very important in life, including succeeding or failing. If your priorities are not right, you can't get anything right.
That's true.
You understand? Yeah. You'll find someone, for instance, someone is complaining about poverty.
Yeah.
And when the person gets money, the person has an option of settling rent, reducing the balance, so that there is some little that now they can argue out with the landlord or the property managers or any person in charge of to whom rent is remitted, and the person goes ahead and buys maybe a new TV set.
And the house is closed.
The house rent has not been settled.
Yeah.
Fine. Children have been sent away from school. But someone had seen a latest phone somewhere. Money comes, the person goes for the phone.
Yeah. Priorities.
Now that is self-inflicted.
That's true.
You'll have issues, you'll be depressed. All children were sent away from school.
Yeah.
Now rent arrears are overwhelming. The landlord called. There's an eviction letter.
Yeah.
Or quit notice has been sent. But now, when money comes, money tells you what you should do with it.
Instead of you telling the money.
So you do things impulsively. Most of us, we are so luxurious to the extent that we don't know what is important and what we need at that. There's a list. Something can be basic at a given time, but something can be important. What is important is like, it is important, you can do it another time. You have known ikuna maana, but it can wait. But something that is so crucial and basic, it cannot wait.
Yeah.
It is what is at hand. Even doing that thing that is very important later on depends on it. Now, getting a TV set, when rent is not paid, which house are you going to watch the TV in the first place?
The TV will be taken
You need
away.
this house so that you watch the TV inside. Yes. So you need to keep those children in school first before you think about which phone do you have and which one don't you. So most of us, the problem that we have is that we want to identify with whatever is the whatever is in town now. The clothes, the whatever. Someone is buying a new car, but the one that the person has is
still okay.
The state is still okay. So you'll find priorities. Priorities.
Very key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People even choose now between concentrating in school and keeping a boyfriend or girlfriend. Which one can wait? which one is important at a given time.
I see.
You know, in every situation in life, there has to be a choice.
Yeah.
You have to forgo one thing for the other. You get that?
Yeah.
You really have to. And when you choose wrongly, almost in everything,
Everything else follows wrongly.
it's not that you don't need to upgrade the phone that you have. You need that.
Yeah.
You start blaming your father because they don't have connections. People who are connected have jobs. You know? While you get opportunities and you waste. And most of us, by the way, why my parents never wanted me to be brought up within the urban setting. The people who are brought up in towns, safe majority, they are always daddy's children as long as they still live. Someone is at 30, still staying in their place,
Sad.
does not even know how to hustle for 50 bob.
Very sad.
But go to the village, a small boy of 18 or 16,
He's hustling.
and has had a goat, has bought some chicken, you know. So there's people who they increase in size, but they never grow up. They never know that a stage is coming when they'll be needed to be responsible. So they start life late. They were spending so much time on lavish things and being in fashion and all that. Almost the entire of it. Then at the end of the day, they later on come to realize, I needed to have started doing these things so that I train myself properly. No. So we blame everyone around us, but we did not start being responsible as early enough, the way it was required of us. You wanted to say a story.
Yes.
Okay, I've not forgotten.
No, I cannot forget because it is in line with what you're saying.
Yes.
For someone who has set their priorities right and they started being responsible early enough.
Good.
I've met a young man that started investing when he was in the university. He didn't have a big salary. Back then he was earning 20,000. Today still he doesn't earn much. But from the formal employment, I don't think he has gone above 150,000. But this person has managed to build up through setting priorities and being responsible with the little that he gets. He has managed to build himself a home for himself and his family. And he has already is developing some land for rental. Have you heard his salary? He has not gone
little.
beyond too little,
Yeah.
but he has set his priorities very well.
That is the point. You will find
Let me
people
tell
at
you
his
of another.
workplace. Yes.
Another is earning way almost half that, or almost 2 times
Double,
that,
yes.
but
There's
nothing.
nothing to show.
Setting priorities.
That is why you will find there are 2 teachers. Let us maybe talk about the village setting. There are those teachers who like almost an entire center. It is them who built.
Yeah,
They have the same salary with the other colleagues.
yeah,
Yet those other teachers are his tenants or her tenants.
Yeah.
The salary is the same.
same salary.
Same salary.
Different
So,
priorities.
Yes, different priorities. You know, someone goes for a car without knowing the hidden cost in the car.
Yeah,
You know you should have a car when now there's a lot flowing because the car is an expense. So that even if it consumes,
yeah.
you
You're
are not
comfortably
reduced.
able to
So
spend.
we spent so much time thinking that we will ever be youths. Then we start establishing ourselves when it is too late.
Yeah,
You know, Waswahili husema ujana ni moshi.
exactly.
Ukipita, sijui haurudi, I don't know which one. But now, we no longer think that way. You always know that, I'm still a youth. I'm still a youth.
Yeah.
Before you know it, time has caught
Time
up
is
with
gone.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the point. So, priorities, very key, the way you have talked about it. Very,
For
very
this bit, the time has been so little.
Yes,
But I wish you could give your parting shot and maybe how our viewer can get in touch with you if they would need to receive all these powerful insights from you.
Okay, what I can say is that life is all about what you think about it. What you think about yourself is actually whatever you become.
Yeah.
And most people, it's not about trying to equate yourself with other people. Life doesn't work the same for everyone.
Yeah.
Set goals for yourselves. Evaluate yourself. Like now, if you want to be successful, you have to think beyond your age. You get that?
Yeah.
You have to think beyond your age. You have to think about in the next 1 year, in the next, being responsible, not even following the current and all that. So all that I can say to our generation of today is that opportunities are there. It is us who are blind to them. We have our own design of how opportunities should come to us, not us going after them, in that you have like a class, or I want this, I don't want this, anything that is likely to make you better than you that was there yesterday. Embrace it and do it well. Otherwise, Ojijo Tula there had said, I'm also a professional. I deal with anything subsurface, be it groundwater, petroleum, seismicity, underground tunnels, investigations, the materials, the dimension stones and all that, the assessment of quantity and quality analysis, anything around that. Anything under the earth, that is what I mean, plus environmental impact assessment.
Okay.
But I also do talks for people who feel like maybe they're down. It's about encouraging the other person. Through that, all of us become stronger.
Sure.
But opportunities are there. No one has lost it totally. Don't despair. Life is very, very pregnant for everyone.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Tula. We've been honored to have you. And you've given us some beautiful insights that I know our youth are going to focus on and be better themselves for the sake of their own future and that of their generation. So my dear viewer, it's been an honor to have you. I know you've learned a lot. And one thing that has come up is that one thing, poverty and all these things that we go through is a mindset. And also for you to be a responsible person, you need to check your company. You need to realize where you are at now, then check your company, and also have goals and dreams, and also set your priorities right. And I'm sure you're going to be more responsible for your own life, because nobody is coming to help you. You have to help yourself. First of all, change your mindset. If you're there messed up, seek for therapy and become better, heal yourself, and be better for the sake of your own life, because you got yourself. And you have to make that decisions, not to just merely survive in this world, but you have to thrive. So I'm vouching for you. And until next time, I wish to leave you right here. Bye-bye. Go and thrive.